minions, Princess Sarissa here, and we got a lot of ground to cover in today's episode, or more precisely, ocean floor. But before we explore the ocean floor, we got some overworld stuff to do. I'm gonna encounter a lot of new enemies in this area, or in this episode. But first, hey, we knocked down Xezat's barrier, so let's assault his castle. Huh, the door's still locked. Yep, turns out that even though we've knocked out the barrier, we are still thwarted by a simple locked door. So, yep. Oh no. Remember, there's a healing pond up here, so make use of that real quick, because we took a lot of damage in that Atmos fight there. Let's see what this last guy has to say. Oh, yes, so these are all King Xezat's men, and they're looking for revenge. So there's a few enemies we want to encounter out here. 2 new enemies, so like I said, I want to fill out our bestiary. So just wander around here and hopefully we get into. And here's the first one, the treants. And because they're trees, of course they're going to be weak to fire, so we can just throw one fire scroll and that should take care of them. Boink. And that's it for them. Yay! Now one of those soldiers, they mentioned that, hey, well maybe Sage Ghido might know what to do. Well, remember Sage Ghido's island, it got sunk into the sea. Well, now we have a submarine, and we'll be able to go and encounter where Ghido's cave is. So there's the last enemy in this area, the Strapper. It looks like that little bear breaking out of like the dimensional wall or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, he absorbs fire, so you don't want to throw a fire skein there to kill that treant. Throw the lightning skein, and that'll kill the fish enemy and the bear. So we can roam around here on the surface, or when you press A, you can come down into the ocean floor. Anywhere there's a white dot glowing, that's a point of interest that you want to go visit. So we have 3 that we want to visit here. I went real quick on the map, but there's 3 points we want to go to. The first one is this one right over here, which is Ghido's cave, and it's a small little puzzle dungeon. There's only 2 new enemies in there. Remember, the submarine has a free healing inn down here. We just sit in these chairs and we get to rest up and recover. And now we can head on into Ghido's cave. So, whenever you stop somewhere, you just exit out the back door here, and you end up in this little like thing. It looks like the entrance to the barrier tower. But so we're just gonna head on in here, and we have this is kind of a puzzle cave. So. Oh, we got these dark aspects here, and they look like those blood slimes from the Moogle cavern. So once again, we're going to rely on our fire scrolls. If you're running low on fire scrolls and other type of scrolls, kind of like how I am, you can buy all the fire scrolls and all the types of scrolls actually, fire, lightning, and water, back in the Werewolf Village Quelb. And I'll probably end up doing that eventually off screen. But here's a little puzzle here. We have these 5 chests, and there's a stone in the middle chest. You want to take the stone out of the middle chest. That's going to close the door behind us, so we're going to have to remember that when we come back this way to exit. But depending on which chest you put the stone in, will open one of the doors. You see little doors on the upper wall there? So there's 5 options. The middle one obviously opens the way back, and the one on the right, the 2 on the right actually, lead to nowhere. So we want to first put it in the chest in the upper left. And that'll take us into this room here, where there's a little button. We press that button, and above us the wall moved away. And we have our second new enemy, the Metamorph. And this guy, he can morph into various enemies that you've encountered in the game so far. So he sometimes morphs into the zombie dragon, that we met on the Dragon Vale area. He can morph into the Elf Toad back in the Shiva's Tower in War's Tower, the Gale Cat in the Northern Mountain in RASAR's world, this Wool Demon from the Ronkaroons, and he can also turn into a Freet, the boss monster. So he'll take up their like AI script, but he'll still have his like his stats. So he'll be a Wool Demon, but he'll still have that like 7,000 hit points that the Metamorph has. So now that we've hit that switch, we're gonna come back out here. We want to pull the rock out of this chest, and we're gonna place it in the lower left chest. That's gonna set off the switch, and we're gonna head in here. And this is gonna take us to that room where the wall moved away. So we head down on here, and this little hole in the wall looks kind of suspicious. See, straight down south from where RASAR's standing? Yeah. Well, there's nothing there right now, but there is a secret down here. Yep, you walk down there, you get a secret passageway that's revealed, and we get another button. We press that button, and that suspicious-looking hole in that rock formation up there, it moves and reveals another staircase. So, like I said, we've already met all the new enemies in this area. All we have is the slime type enemies and the metamorphs. So here's another area. Just kind of, it looks like a dead end, but as you walk around the area, you'll uncover these hidden passages. And then you just walk through the hidden passages, and it's a pretty straight shot. So there we go. Doink. And here we end up in this area, and it's kind of reminded me of Final Fantasy VI in the one tomb, Dowell's tomb, where there's like a turtle and a body of water, and you have to jump on the turtle. But this time we just jump into the water, and we get taken to this area here, where we see a turtle. And RASAR, I guess, doesn't like turtles, so because he's teasing this turtle, and that's not nice, minions. If you see an animal, don't tease it. You have to love the animals. Don't tease them. You have to be nice to them. But RASAR here, he's kind of being mean. He's teasing the turtle, but the turtle yells at him. Sweet Christmas! It's a talking turtle. RASAR has like the most interesting lines. He says, like, gravy and biscuits, and he says some weird stuff. So, but yeah, it turns out that Sage Ghido is actually this turtle. And he's going to give us a lot of exposition here. So, mainly he's going to talk about the history of Exdeath. So, now I'm just going to summarize here basically what he's telling us. There's a forest, one of the lines that we're going to, one of the dots that we have to go to. The Forest of Moor. And this forest, it's kind of a living forest, and they used to seal evil creatures into this forest. I guess it's kind of magical. Well, they bound all these evil spirits into this one tree. Well, eventually all those evil spirits kind of mixed together, and they formed their own entity. And that entity is the Dark Warlock Exdeath. So, basically you could say that the Forest of Moor is the birthplace of Exdeath. And for some reason now, Exdeath wants to head back to his birthplace. So, Exdeath is in the Forest of Moor. However, you can't just go right to the Forest of Moor. Like Ghido's saying right here, the forest is sentient, and it won't let people into it. I guess that's the defense mechanism, to keep people from maybe going in there and releasing those evil spirits that are bound to the trees in there. So Sage Ghido gives us this branch, and by wearing this branch, I guess it will give us protection and allow us to enter into the thing. So now we have this guardian branch, and we can enter into the Forest of Moor. He says, hey, you gotta hurry there because Exdeath's there. What he's after, we have no idea, but of course, we're like, well, we gotta stop Exdeath, so we need to go to the Forest of Moor. However, remember when we looked at the map, the undersea map, there were 3 areas we can go to. So we went to Sage Ghido's cave. We know another of the areas is the Forest of Moor. Well, there's the 3rd area that we want to go to. And that area is where the one man in, I forget what village it was, he mentioned that there was I think, yeah, it was Surgate Castle. He mentioned that up in the lake there was a beast that turned people into stone that had a big eye. So we have to go there, because that's another summon, very similar to Ramu. We have to go into the forest there and find a secret summon. Now, we just had Faris. She mastered the monk job, so we can't have her be a monk anymore, so we'll make her our ninja and switch RASAR out, make him our monk. So we'll switch our equipment around, give Faris the same loadout that RASAR once have, and make RASAR have the same loadout that Faris once had, so. As you notice there, when you max out a job, you get the little 3 star icons above your head. And what that happens is, all the innate qualities, so, all the abilities that a master job has, that are innate, and innate abilities are, the, abilities that, the job you don't have to equip when you're in that base job, will transfer to your freelancer job. So, before we got any crystal jobs, we were basically called freelancers. And so now, all those innate abilities, like the monks, 10% hit points, 20% points, 30% points, the barehanded, like ninjas, dual wielding ability. If we had a freelancer, we'd have those abilities mastered and equipped. So we snuck out of the, we just snuck out of Ghido's cave, and now we can start heading toward that lake to get that secret summon. And it'll be the last level 3 summon that we need to get. So let's step into the control console. And we're going to head to the northwest here. You can always just summon your map there, it's not too far away. And you'll see like a little cave there. Okay, that little bright spot. We want to enter it. And just like Sage Ghido's cave, we're going to exit the sub, end up in this weird little passageway. And like Sage Ghido's cave, this little passageway has 2 new enemies that we can encounter. So, and one of them is really, really tough. So, and that just happens to be the one we run into right here, the Ironback. These guys hit really, really hard. They have the weakness to ice, so that'll be good. We have Lenna equipped with a ice rod. And she can summon Shiva to do a lot of damage, so. You might, though, kind of made a mistake here. I probably should have summoned Golem first, played defensively, because these guys can hit really hard. And they also have really incredibly high defense. That's why, you know, Faris was doing basically, like, next to no damage. So, you're basically going to try to have to use magic to take these guys out. Physical attacks, unless you get a critical, ain't going to do too much to them, but. Yeah, you see a Shiva summon right there. Basically takes off half their hit points, so. One of the good things is RASAR, he learned the throw ability as a ninja, so we can equip that ability on him, so. Yay! Faris unfortunately missed out on some experience, but oh well. Like I said, we'll end up, by the end of the game, have all the jobs and stuff maxed out anyway, so. Because we're so limited in what we can use. So we get out here, we want to save our game, because similar to Ramu and History, we have to wander this forest, and eventually we're going to get into a random encounter. Now remember we saw where we got the black chocobo in Crescent Isle back in RASAR's world? The forest was a little circular thing. Whenever you run into a little circular forest, that's a chocobo forest. So, yeah, unfortunately we can't, we can go into this chocobo forest, we can find this yellow female chocobo, but we can't ride her, because apparently you can't ride girl chocobos, so. I'm sure she'll make an appearance later on in the game. But hey, here's the boss that we want on. Cattle Pass. Or Cato Pass. I don't know. But I'm probably mispronouncing it, so. But anyway, what this guy does is he tends to counterattack with this demon eye, which basically turns your character into stone. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to set up my defensive wall here with Golem. And then use the gold needles to unpetrify anybody who's petrified. And then I'm mainly going to just attack Cannabis with my strongest attacks. So that will include Galuf's jump. There's the evil eye. And Lenna's summons. And that'll limit the amount of counterattacks, that evil eye counterattack that we get. And somebody dodged it, so don't know who, but it's all good, so. And this way we'll, you know, like, limit the amount of times we can be potentially petrified by the evil eye. Yeah, unfortunately sometimes they'll use that drain attack, but, you know, we're doing more damage to the drain. So drain did 500, but we're getting like a thing of 1,000 each time we use the Titan, so we're winning out damage-wise. And we just, like I said, mainly wait for Lenna to pop up. Use her strongest summon, which is Titan right now. And hopefully he should be going down soon. And there he did. We went down. Woohoo! And much like Ramu, he drops himself. We use that item. And now we have our final level 3 Esper. And it's not that good. It basically does that evil eye attack. It comes out and it attempts to turn enemies into stone. So, but here's something that's good. Mr. Cotton! What a sweet little boy. He's all tired and poofed out. Yeah, but even though he looks like a sweet boy there, he was turned into the rescue because they said he bit. But he probably only bit because somebody was very mean to him. Well, we'll learn more about Cotton and his story after we watch more of RASAR's adventure here. So we're going to try to find this last enemy here. We did a little bit of wandering around there. I cut the transition there a little awkwardly, so woohoo! So I didn't end up in the same place. But hey, we got these druids here now, so not too tough of an enemy, especially compared to the iron backs. Now, if you were using a Beastmaster, one thing you can do is you can catch one of the iron backs, and if you release an iron back, it does a massive physical attack, and that can one-shot the Catalabos, that summon that we just got. That's how I did it in my last Final Fantasy Four Job Fiesta, because I had the Beastmaster class, so yeah, just capture an iron back, release it, boom! And catching an iron back is pretty easy because at that point you should have that Cornigo gourd from the werewolf, that guy in the werewolf village well. So, of course we don't have that job or that item because you have to have that job to get that item, so. Well, now we have just one more area to explore, but before we do the exploration, let's hit the hay. Take a little snooze in our sub. And then we're gonna head south, a little south and a little bit to the west. And that's where our final destination is gonna be, the Forest of Moor. Of course, we're not gonna go into the Forest of Moor in this episode, because we don't have enough time to do that. It's a pretty big dungeon, and there's a lot of cutscenes in it, so we'll save it for next time. But we could go hunting for enemies around the Forest of Moor, and the Forest of Moor also has a town nearby that's basically named after it. So we just want to kind of sneak around this continent. Now there's no little cave that we want to go into here, but we want to sneak in this little canyon, and at the end of the canyon we're going to surface the sub and we end up in this lake. it's the only way we can get to the Forest of Moor. The Forest of Moor is to the right, across the bridge. If we were able to fly, you'd be able to see that that whole area there is just one big forest. But here we have the town of Moor. We'll be going into it, but before we go into that, and naturally use the inn to heal up, we were going to go fight some enemies in this area. So we have 3 new enemies that we can encounter in this area. I encountered one there earlier, but I kind of messed up when I was fighting it. So, but this is the enemy here, the Decherir, and unfortunately when I was fighting them, I threw a lightning scroll at him because I read my notes wrong. Instead of reading absorb lightning, I thought it said weakness to lightning. So yeah, I messed up, but it's okay. I got it this time, so alrighty. So just use any of your summons, and as long as it's not remove, eventually they'll fall. They just kind of take a little bit of while there. We did whatchamacallit, we did tempt 2 of them though, so now they'll be attacking each other and their buddies, so Galuf doing massive damage there with that jump. The only thing bad about Dragoons is their weaponry, their spears. There's not too many spears. Most of the good spears tend to be ones you can steal, like the Trident. We haven't been able to get that. The Partisan, we haven't been able to get that because they're all steals. So yeah, we're only able to buy 2 spears: the Wind Spear and the Heavy Spear here. So, and there's not too many that we've been and we haven't encountered any in chests. So the weaponry has just really been limited. So all right, well there's one down, and let's see if we can get the other here. Yeah, we're just gonna off-screen, of course, all the battles because, as always, when you're looking for a certain enemy, you're never gonna find them. You're gonna take a bunch of battles to find them. So, I keep fighting those bear enemies. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce their name because I know I'm messing it up. So we just keep walking around, and here's another enemy. It's a rabbit. A cure beast. Rabbit and small animal rescue, but we're not going to rescue these animals. Nope. We're going to just fight them because they're bad. But in reality, rabbits ain't bad. They're nice. These guys aren't very tough, but what makes them I guess difficult, or not necessarily difficult, but sometimes a long time to fight is just their name, Cure Beasts. They may spam the Cure 2 spell to heal themselves up. Here, like, see what this guy just did right there? Yeah, so they'll try to undo some of the damage that you've done to them. So if they get into a spammy motion where they just keep spamming the cures and targeting themselves, it might be a little difficult. So I was hoping he'd use Cure 2 on us, but oh well. So, and actually, and the other enemy here, yeah, I was playing around here. I tried to find that enemy for a long time, couldn't find it, so I just figured, well, I'll find it in the next episode, because I was fought like a whole bunch of battles out there right outside the town, so couldn't find it, and then I figured, the video's getting really long, so I'll just edit out all those battles and put it in this town. So that's what I did. So here we are, we're in the Forest of Moor, and these people basically mention a lot of what Sage Ghido mentioned earlier, that the trees are alive. There's apparently some guardian tree in there. There's a strange critter in the forest, and it says Kupo Kupo. Remember, Mughals live in forests. So, that guy gives a clue. He said there's wood sprites, and they help travelers in the forest. So somehow that got in the forest, and that person said that go talk to the holes in the trees, and that'll summon the wood sprites. So, and here we have another piano, but it's not the final piano. We have another piano we have to find, but that'll be later. So, there's a really good treasure. You can get the second best knight sword in the game, or the best knife in the game. If you go through this little hut, but right now we can't because it says the door is locked. We can get a subpar knife there, the Mangouche. We had that one earlier back in a while ago, but yeah, it's much weaker than the Kodachi knife that we got here. But there are some equipment upgrades in this town that we're gonna buy. So it's been a while. We got some equipment upgrades in, not many in Surgate Castle, but you can definitely use the equipment upgrades. So, and we can also use a snooze from all those fights we did. Whew. One of the good things was when I was doing those fights, I did a lot of running away. And if you watch my previous Final Fantasy Four Job Fiesta, it's always better to go with the chicken knife than the sword. First of all, especially for this team, because we don't have anybody who can use that sword. But the sword starts at really high power, but if you run away, it decreases its power. It's the Brave Blade. But when you're using weapons, the Brave Blade only factors in your character's strength when it's doing its damage calculation. The chicken knife, on the other hand, it starts off really weak, but it gets more powerful the more you run away. Up to, if you run away 255 times, you max out its power to 127. It's the amount of times you run away divided by 2. And it maxes at 255 run away and 127 power. Now with the chicken knife adds, one, it can be used by more classes than the Brave Blade, which is only Knight exclusive. But the other thing is, when you use the chicken knife, it factors in your character's strength and their agility, so you get the benefit of 2 stats. So here we have an air knife. That can also be good on your summoner, because it's one of the few items you don't have an air rod, but it's an item that can be used to boost the power of wind summons, and we'll eventually get a wind summon, but not right now. But we all want to get some more weapons here, so weapons and armor. I showed off the magic shops, even though we can't buy any of that magic. But yeah, here we can get the level 3 elemental spells, the Fire 3, Ice 3, Bolt 3. We can get also some new time magics as well, so yeah, we actually have a lot of gold. That was one of the good things that happened in that barrier tower. There was a lot of treasure chests that had a lot of gold in them. We saw one that was like, I think it was like 9,000, then it went to 18,000, then 27,000. So they kept 3 chest increments of 9,000. So we got a good 54,000 gold right there, just from that one dungeon. So we equipped ourselves here, and we can just sell a few more things here, and that'll prepare us and get us ready for the Forest of Moor. However, what I'm gonna do, because the video's running about to its 30-minute length, what I'll be doing is I will start the next video by off-screening. I'll go off-screen. I'll fill up on my ninja skeins. I'll go back to Quell Village, fill up my ninja skeins, and then I will also hunt down the final new enemy in this area. But that'll be for next time, and then we'll meet right out here at the Forest of Moor. But let's finish up with Cotton's story. So here's Mr. Cotton. He's, even though they said he bit when hands approached him because he was scared of them, after just 2.5 days with the rescue, he's learning to trust humans again, and he's learning that people can be nice and can pet them. So what a good job by the caring staff at Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue. And you can help the staff at Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue by making a donation to them. Any bit counts. So I've included a link in the video description below. So click on it, and there'll be a PayPal link on their home site. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye!